Series of trading up. What are we going to do today? Well, we are going to see if we can get the two motorcycles we purchased, the CBR600RR and the little Honda CX500, running today. If you've not been here before, guys, I started off with a £100 CB500 Honda, but we'll go into all that in a minute. As you all know, because we are doing a trading up series, we need to get in a business frame of mind, which means we need to commute to work. So here's our commuter, hardly drivable. Little Kawasaki there, very cool. CBR600RR, very rare little bike. Right, let's get this old girl going. Oh, she fired. Oh, it's a dangerous commute today. We've got more beds out. We've got a BMW. We're taking a bit of a longer route actually. Mind the K1. And there we go. That was a very difficult commute, but someone had to do it. And that someone was me. Oh, commuting's hard work, guys. Right, we got some work to do. Oh, look at the state of the summer house as well. It's never ending. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Trading Up. If it's your first time here, then I'll give you a little bit of a insight into what we've been up to. Well, first of all, we started with a little £100 Honda CB500, which we have turned into £1,200. The whole point of this series is to trade our way up to a £10,000 motorcycle. At the moment, we had £1,200 in a kitty. We don't anymore. I've bought two more bikes since then. You would have seen that in the last episode. One of them is a little CBR600RR that I paid £495 for. The other is a little CX500 that I paid £500 for. So all in £995 I paid for the two. I've got a couple of £100 in the kitty, but that's not going to get us through what this needs. This needs a lot of work, and today we're going to try and get it running for the first time in 13 years. Yes, it's a 2008 facelift CBR600RR. It is the cheapest in the UK. I mean, I can't think of anywhere else in the world you could buy one cheaper either. So let's crack on with it. As you would have seen from my first walk around, she's in a bit of a sorry state. And when I looked a little bit more the other day, things only got worse, didn't they? Under the fuel tank, wow, it's not good under here, let's be honest. Let's put a little finger in there just to show you, yes, all the gump and rubbish in there. So first port of call is we're going to have to take off the tank, give the tank a good clean out. I can smell the stale fuel from here. It is absolutely dreadful. So yeah, we're going to have to strip it down a bit first. So we're going to remove all the tank, remove all the fairings, so that way we can really see what we're dealing with. So yeah, I'm not going to put you through every inch of that. I'm going to put you on a bit of a time lapse, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, one removed tank. It was a little bit more involved, as it always is, because everything is just a little bit crap on the bike. Everything was disintegrated quite a bit, so we'll be replacing fuel lines and whatever else anyway. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do, but what we need to tackle is the rust in the tank. As I say, I have purchased a new fuel pump, so that will be going in the bike. I'm not even going to try and save the one that's currently in there. It is going to be as rotten as they come. So let's go and have a look at the tank here. Yes, as you can see, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain it and show you a proper inside look of it, because it is awful in there. Check this out, guys. Rust coloured petrol. Oh my word. This is why you don't just go ahead and start a bike. You always have to do your pre-flight checks. Lucky we did, because you do not want that in your carbs or in your injectors. Luckily this is fuel injected, so yes, we have stopped that going in there. I hope none of that crap has made its way in there, but we didn't try and turn the bike over at all. I'm just hoping the previous owner hadn't. So yes, look how bad that is. But let me drain that. The smell is awful. Let me drain that and I'll show you what the inside looks like. One relieved fuel pump. As you can see, the tank is bad in there, really bad. So yes, is this salvageable? Well, everything's salvageable, I suppose, but yeah, I'm not putting that back in the bike. That is not good. It's just, yeah, rusty as you like, but yeah, it's the tank I'm more worried about, so there's going to be a lot of work into that. So the next step. The good lady's already moaning about the smell. Oh, it is really bad. That is not good. It's just been going and going and going like this. Rust after rust. Right, I've given the tank as good a blowout as I can with the hose, but as you can see, there's still loads of rust in there. So what we're going to use is some of this old stuff. Rust remover, high performance. I know a lot of you are saying, oh, use vinegar, use this. It doesn't work. I've used it a million times before. This stuff does. So yes, we're going to stick a load of that in there and leave it a few hours. So let's get on with it. Right, she's filled up, so we're going to give it a good slosh and keep sloshing it round as well. I'm going to put the plate back on as well, try and keep it watertight so we can turn it around rotisserie style. Right guys, as you can see, the tank has been removed. It's currently out of shot, and yeah, I put some of that rust treatment stuff in there. It was bad in there, to say the least. It was really bad, so we're hoping to sort that out. Hopefully that should be done in the next few hours. I'm going to try and leave it overnight if I can, which is good. Anyway, I thought to myself, you know what, I'll go get my battery. I bought a battery for the bike, so I hooked it up. What happened? An alarm started going off. I thought, oh no, here we go. Well, I've got a key, but I haven't got any alarm fobs. So we have hit a major hurdle at this point, which is a complete pain, but it's all part of it, isn't it? So I have just emailed the guy I bought it from and said, look, has your son got an alarm fob? I'm sure he has. I doubt he's, you know, he couldn't have ridden the bike without it, so he has got one, or he had one, past tense. So worst case scenario is we're going to have to rip out all the alarm as well. What an absolute nightmare. I wanted to put the stage today of trying to start the bike. That is looking incredibly unlikely, but we're going to get to the point where we've got a new fuel pump in the tank. The tank's all cleaned out, so it can be ready to go. And we're going to do all our pre-checks, and then we're going to have to rip the alarm out. So this is just part of buying a used bike for 495 quid. You get ball ache. So there you go. It's life. Do I regret buying it? No, do I? Hell. 500 quid for a facelift 2008 CBR600. No, not at all. Absolutely love it. Just a bit deflated because I spent ages on that tank. Absolutely ages. It's one of those jobs that is laborious. It smells. It's dreadful. But it's on the way to being completed. So we'll get to that point and I'll give you an update shortly, guys. Okie doke. This is the offending article, Data Tool Red. The S4 version. Well, yes, we have no key fob, so we're a little bit stuffed. Or are we? I know that you can get a bypass for these. Even Data Tool themselves sell them because they're such, to be honest, crap alarms. So you can get a little bypass from them for around about 50 quid, or you can get one online for around about 20 quid. So yeah, it's just a little switch that goes inside here that, yeah, yeah, just basically gives you a full circuit without the alarm, which is fantastic news. So we're going to order one of those. So hopefully that should do the job. Panic over for now. Right guys, we've got all the sender and all the unit of the pump all in there. Once that all comes out all clean, I'll then change the pump over and then yeah, refit it to the tank. Just so gutted we won't be able to get the bike started today. One of those things. Right, here we are guys. It's all part of one unit, all the pump and the sender unit and whatever else. I did put it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a bit just to get off the main rubbish, and now I've taken it apart so I can put it back in and you give it another good going over. You can see the filter there is absolutely toast. It's disgusting. This is the old pump. Oh my word, look at the state of that. It's all just corroded and rusty inside, and yeah, we don't want that going into the engine of the CBR600RR. So see you later. We've got the new pump. Look at that, brand spanking new pump to go in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this all another clean and put it all back together. There you go, guys, ultrasonically cleaned, and then I've given it another once over with the old carb cleaner as well. But yeah, everything's like new again. All this was just absolutely rotten and rusty, but it's like brand new again. So I'm going to whack the pump in there, put all that back together, and then wait for the tank to do its job. Right, one completed pump, all cleaned up, ready to go, but it wasn't all easy. As you can see, it needed quite a bit of modification, this pump. I'm not happy, to say the least. I will be having a moan to the company that sold it to me. I had to make a few modifications to make it fit, especially here on this little outlet here. It wouldn't fit, so yes, finally got it to work. Had to change an O-ring in there as well to make it all fit. Not happy at all, and yes, this is what happens when you try to mess about with these things. So yes, I'm not particularly happy, but it's all together, all clean and ready to go. That must have taken well over an hour, maybe longer. Right, great news. It has come out like brand new in there. What you can see at the bottom there is just a load of oil I've just used just to stop it flash rusting. I don't think it will, but yeah, I've cleaned it out totally. So there is not a little bit of rust in there at all. You can see where it was previously pitted, but yes, there you go. So yeah, just a little bit of oiling afterwards just to stop it flash rusting. I don't think it will, but you can never be too careful. But yeah, I'm so happy with the way it looks in there. It is fantastic. This was all absolutely caked in rust, but not anymore. So yeah, we can start to put the sender and the pump all back in there now, and yes, once we get the bypass of the alarm, we can finally start the old girl. Like brand new, fully rebuilt, new pump in there. Everything is so clean. Yes, there are no excuses for this bike not to run well. Fingers crossed anyway. Right, the fuel pump sender unit, the whole complete piece has been fitted back into the tank. So we're going to fit it back to the bike. Right guys, tank has been fitted. We've done all the hard work, but unfortunately we won't be starting the bike today. As you already know, we have alarm issues, but we do have the alarm bypass coming. So that's some good news. So we've broken the back of the work today. What we're going to do now is just have a quick look at that CX500. My glamorous assistant has joined me today after all the hard work's been done. That's my father. So yeah, he's going to give me a hand. We're going to have a look at that, see if we can just get it running. That's all we need to do really for now. The whole point of the CX500 was not to do too much with it, just to basically, can we make a quick flip profit? So we're going to have a look at that now instead. Right, here is the little Honda CX500. It hasn't been started in a long time. So yes, we've got a little bit of a jump pack on the side here as well, because the battery's quite low. We haven't tried to start it or anything. I've turned the fuel on. Let's just see what we get out of it. Not a lot by the looks of it. It doesn't even sound like it wants to fire at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the plugs, give the plugs a good clean, and see if we're getting fuel, and then we'll try again. Okay, I've removed the plugs. They were really bad. I've given them a good clean, put them back in. We'll try again, fingers crossed. Bit of choke. Oh, sounds a little bit more with it. Still not good. Oh, hello. Hello. Fantastic. Excellent. And it sounds good. Surprisingly good. Oh my word. Well, it very rarely happens where you just have to clean a couple of plugs and the bike starts. I think I deserve that after all the work I put in with the little Honda CBR600, but it runs, and runs very well. Doesn't seem to be overflowing from the carb too much either, if at all. Just water, it is dripping a bit. We've got a little bit of a drip from the carb, the float's obviously stuck a bit. Excellent news, our £500 CX500 runs. I'm so excited. I'm beginning to like this bike more and more actually. Sounds great, doesn't it? It runs really nicely. Still on quite a bit of choke. I didn't even have to change the plugs, I just gave them a quick clean. Yeah, it's coming a little bit out of the carb, not too badly actually. I think it just needs a good run. I think ideally the next owner should strip the carbs and give them a good going over, but yeah, the whole point of this bike was just to say, can we make a quick flip to make a bit of extra money for the CBR600? I paid 500 quid for this bike. You know what, I think we could probably get around about the 1500 mark for it, so we're going to try and sell it and try and get a few pennies back in the bank, because we're going to need it for that CBR. Sounds good. It's not smoking at all. I'm actually quite shocked. It is dripping a bit of fuel, so I will turn it off. But I'm very, very happy with that, I must say. My little £500 CX500, I'm beginning to think, oh, I'd like to keep it, but we can't. We need to make money. We need to buy that brand new £10,000 motorcycle. We still don't know what that bike is, but when we have little deals like this, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to reach that target. Well, it turns out it wasn't the carbs leaking. As you can see, a new bit of fuel line there I've just put on. This was the old one was down there. I can't see where it was. There it is. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was all split and was leaking everywhere, where I thought it was coming out the bottom of the float bulb when we looked. But my dad had a little bit of a closer look and said, oh no, it's not coming from there actually. It was actually coming from that little fuel filter. So we've put the new one on. And now she is running like a dream. She's not leaking fuel from the carb at all. Got a little bit of choke on there. What I didn't mention before was a couple of days ago I did drain the fuel and put some fresh fuel in. That's all I did. At that point the battery was dead. I hadn't started it or done anything with it. So yeah, you are seeing the first time of this bike actually running. So they're not always that easy to get running, but this time we've had a bit of a result. So yeah, she needs a bit of a run, but yeah, it's not leaking from the carb, it's running well. That was quite an easy thing to do. So we'll turn it off now anyway. But yes, I'm very pleased with the little CX500, I must say. Very pleased indeed. It's a lovely bike. Needs a good clean, which we will do now. But yes, MOT, tax exempt, cheap insurance. Very reliable little bike. Someone's going to get a bargain, so let's put it up for sale. Well, excellent. That is it for this week, guys. A lot of work went into the little CBR600RR. Unbelievably, a bike that's about 25 years older was way easier to sort. Basically, that was the culprit, this little fuel filter here. As you can see, there was splits in it and whatever else, and that's what was chucking fuel out everywhere. The plugs were dirty. That was a 2-second job. That's really what was holding the bike back from starting. We didn't even need to buy new plugs for it. How great is that? But the new owner will have to give it a full service. The whole point of this, as I said previously, is that we make a quick flip and make a bit of money. So in the next episode, what we'll do, well, fingers crossed for me, guys, that we get the CBR600RR running. We should have the alarm bypass. We'll do a couple of bits. We'll do a few other checks. I've checked all the oil and stuff in there. So that bike is ready to be started once I get some fresh fuel for it and that bypass. So yeah, once that's done, we can, yeah, do the more fun bits. Is it more fun? Well, we get to change the tyres. We have to change the chain and sprocket, change the pads. Quite a bit to do on that CBR. So it won't be worth me ordering that stuff just yet, just in case I bought a lemon. Because what might happen is I might get the bypass and find out that that bike sounds like absolute death, rattling like a pig, or I know it's not seized because I've checked that already, but we could have some major issues, hence to why the bike was parked up, but we won't know till we mess about with it. So please like, please subscribe, guys, if you want to know what is happening with the Trading Up series. So as always, thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one.